The President of the United States had one last errand to run before heading to Super Bowl 59. The question is, though, did anybody really care? Taking to the skies on Air Force One prior to this year's Super Bowl, Donald Trump finally confirmed one of the most dramatic changes of his second presidency, renaming the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
We're flying right over it right now, so we thought this would be appropriate.
The official papers, signed by Trump prior to the big game, also decreed February 9, 2025 to be the first ever Gulf of America Day. Trump wrote, "I call upon public officials and all the people of the United States to observe this day with appropriate programs, ceremonies, and activities." Well, heading to a football game is certainly one way to kick the day off. The U.S. Coast Guard began using the term Gulf of America as soon as the ink had dried, marking the first time it was used in an official capacity. Yet, this was a change long in the making, and while many on social media were quick to provide their reactions, it seems that much of this news was lost in the excitement of the Super Bowl. Yes, Donald Trump's presence at the Super Bowl was more than enough to turn heads, but the bold move he made to enact his big name change on his way to New Orleans probably should have sparked a little more buzz. With many distracted by the sparkling lights of the Caesars Superdome, this drastic name change largely went under the radar, especially with the upset of the Eagles beating the Chiefs. Still, some sharp-eyed observers couldn't help but take notice when the White House posted on its official X account about the Gulf's name change. Notably, former presidential candidate Marianne Williamson simply responded with, "Ugh." Another poster, meanwhile, responded by posting a photo of the Gulf with the title, "Gulf of the Least Educated States." Elon Musk commemorated the big day by tweeting 2 American flag emojis, while Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene enthusiastically wished everyone, "Happy Gulf of America Day." While hardcore MAGA followers like Musk and Green were clearly pumped to see the Gulf of Mexico get renamed, it's curious that Trump himself seems to have chosen this timing. Was he using the cover of the Super Bowl to push through an idea that's not turning out as popular as he would have liked? Is the decision to make Super Bowl Sunday an official day of celebration a means of burying something the president is actually quite proud of? Or is it just a tactical error on the president's part? Right now, it's hard to say for sure. Obviously, this wasn't the only major change Donald Trump promised to enact during his second presidency. Running on a campaign of quashing inflation and lowering everyday prices, Trump skated into office with a handful of other promises trailing behind him. One major commitment was to enforce a series of mass deportations, which are already underway. Right behind that were some more symbolic decrees, one of which is this recent name change and the new celebration of Gulf of America Day. The body of water that hugs the south-central coast of North and Central America has been called many things over the years, but Trump appears to be embarking on a crusade for American manifest destiny, designating February 9th as a day to remember. That said, the jury's still out about how Mexican officials feel about the switch. As Trump himself says,
Actually, interestingly, I've never spoken to him about it.
Online maps have already been updated to reflect the change, but aside from watching the Super Bowl, there's been no word on what type of events are to be held to commemorate this new day of celebration.